You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
What up, Ronnie?
How are you?
That's a new one. You did a single one.
I know. It's because I had water. I had water on this, so I had to.
How you doing?
I don't want to get our precious board wet.
Precious board.
Like I'm like all the women in my life.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Or lack of women.
How's everyone doing? So we missed the Patreon. I found out today, right? Because we were on vacation.
We took a hiatus. So
so sorry for those who you were waiting with. Is it
bated ears?
Bated breath?
Yeah, bated breath.
Bated breath.
Yes.
What does bated breath mean?
Maybe like
I get the breath,
waiting.
but what does bated mean? Look it up.
Like maybe when you set a trap and you're like with bait and you're waiting, so you're like waiting on the bait.
Oh, is it baited?
Yeah, bait. Oh, it's BATED.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bait like bait. I
thought it was bait. The expression literally means holding one's breath. To bait means restrain. Today it is used somewhat ironically, indicating that one is not eager or anxious.
Okay,
so it's to hold your breath.
So sorry about that to all of for those who aren't
for those who were holding their breath.
Right, for those who are not Patreon, go fuck yourself. For those who are Patreon, we're sorry that you missed. We'll make it up to you somehow.
We'll do a kick-ass episode this Wednesday.
Hopefully. Well, a lot of pressure. So we had a great vacation. We were in North Carolina for the week. I'm sure you saw my wife's stupid posts all over Facebook and Instagram.
I don't know how many of them follow Mom.
I'm sure they do.
No, well, they haven't seen Mom's post yet because Mom will post about our vacation
7 years later. Right. A great trip. We rented a great house on Lake Norman up in North Carolina. Saw a good buddy of mine on the way up to Charleston. A lot of fun. Grew up with him since we were like in elementary school. And then we had a week and all the boys, Chippy came, Santusha came, the Banks came. It was really, I got to tell you, it was a fucking awesome trip. There was not one thing. Trip. The only thing wrong with it was that we needed more time.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
Great trip. Great family time. Great house. Great lot. We were on the boat. The boat we rented a boat. It was fine, but it was a little slow.
Okay. Yeah.
Just shooting the shit. And
well, I'm sure they're all waiting with bated breath to hear about the speed of our boat.
Just talking, bro.
No, I
just
know.
talking.
As am I. But it's nice to be back now.
It is
not
good
for you, I guess, as of right now.
Why?
Because you got back and you have to do a lot of work to catch up.
Yeah, we got back last night around 8. Took care of some bills, mail, going through some stuff, and then today I was in New York from 7 to 1, early, really tiring, but I got it done, and that makes money a little bit easier.
You got to do what you got to do.
It was good. Great trip, really, really great family time. Love doing stuff with the family. It was a lot of fun. So we're back.
Even like last night, it's funny to see that there's such a cultural difference between North Carolina and Boca.
Total different.
It's like two different worlds. When I was picking up dinner last night, and I walked into the restaurant to pick up, I was just looking around at the people and I was like, wow, it's so different.
In what way?
Not in any worse or better. It's just different cultures. Like North Carolina, I have to swallow. I don't know why I have so much spit in my mouth right now. North Carolina.
And people, you're worried about me talking about the boat being slow that we rented, but I got to hear about spit in your mouth. All right, go ahead.
The people there, it's just a simpler life. People are more down to earth.
They're nicer.
People are
generally nicer.
Yeah. People are more, not one is better or worse. People are more authentic there. Like in Boca, in just South Florida in general, people here I think are very nice, but it's more of like a showy culture here than it is in North Carolina.
I'm sure there's areas like if we went to the Point and we went to Clubhouse at the Point, it'd probably be the same fucking shit in Boca with everyone trying to outdo with the stupid insecurities.
Probably. I would think that's just kind of how people are in general. Right. But I don't know. It is,
and it was more country. It was really nice in country, and it was relaxing.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it was.
But I like being here too.
I love being here.
Yeah, there's more.
But it's nice to go visit there and spend some time. And
well, that's what the whole point of vacation is, I guess.
And it was just great. It really was great family time. It could not have been a better time. I really don't think it could have been a better time. And now we're back.
Yes, that's how that works.
And we did a great. Thanks, Bronny. And I thought we did a great. Our last week's pod was great. With the background, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, unfortunately we can green screen it.
No, but it almost looked like a green screen. It was so other than the boat going through. Well, no, I guess they have you could do
that on a green screen.
But it was a nice backdrop, a real backdrop.
Yeah, it was great. We don't have that here, but it is what it is.
All right,
hopefully everyone listening to this has listened to the previous Or if you're new here, welcome.
Welcome. And if
That'd be cool if you're new here on episode 91. Welcome.
And if you didn't listen to last week, I think last week was a good one.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments on social media, on TikTok.
About what?
About those clips, because a lot of it was like a lot of it was us talking about how ridiculous women can be, kind of, right? Like a lot of the clips were that.
Right, so what's the problem?
And a lot of people on TikTok were like, you don't know what you're talking. Like they were
really
treating us as sexist.
Really? I'm the one that doesn't know what I'm talking about? A lot of, like, there was one specific clip where we talked about how women, go ahead.
How women, like you were like, women need to get their act together because by the time you're 35, like
they do.
You aren't going to be able to find a man. You know what a 35-year-old guy can get? Anything he wants. You know what a 35-year-old girl can get?
First, I don't sound like
Divorced.
that, but go ahead.
So I posted
but I'm
that,
right.
A lot of the comments were like, I'm a 38-year-old woman and I'm living the best life I've ever lived.
Keep telling yourself
right. That's
that.
what I hate that I feel that way, but my initial thought is like,
It's
you're
the
lying
truth.
to yourself.
It's the truth.
A lot of the comments were like, we don't need men anymore, and
because we have the
men
rabbit.
are the ones that have to look for us.
Right.
Like we're not the ones that are desperate looking for the men. It's the other way around.
Okay, listen. If you're 38 and single, there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm happy you're embracing it. Right? It's better to be positive than not.
100%.
So I'm happy for you. But let's state the reality. Nobody wants to be alone. Men and women. So and the difference between a man and woman is women have the biological clock ticking. And society, I'm not making a judgment call, I'm just stating a factual statement. Okay? Society favors middle-aged men or men in their 40s and 50s a little bit different than they do women in their 40s and 50s singles.
Yes. I'm sure part of it is biological, part of it is social sexism.
Well, is it sexism?
There's definitely some sexism.
Wait, okay.
That we value, like once a woman gets over 40, she's not deemed as valuable to society anymore. Once a man gets over 40, he's deemed more valuable to society.
Okay, you're valuable, but you're hotter when you were 20.
See what you just did. You gave the value of a woman just on her looks. You said she's hotter. You wouldn't say a guy is getting his look.
Okay, listen.
A guy's value is everything but his looks. A girl's value is just her looks.
All right, but
that's what
I
kind of
remember
what
in
you
fucking
said.
college when you were a freshman and all the freshmen go, listen, wouldn't date a freshman guy. Dylan went with the senior guys.
Yeah.
Well, suck it, bitches.
And the senior guys want freshman girls.
Correct. But
they don't want girls out of college.
Even in high school, a freshman guy could never fucking date a freshman girl in high school or college. They wouldn't even look at you. You were like fucking, you had like tuberculosis.
Well, it makes sense. Girls want when you're dating, a guy wants. Oh, you don't know what I'm about to say.
No, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
But you don't know what I'm about to say.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
A guy.
I get it. No, but
a woman in dating in general is looking for stability and safety in a mate. A guy is looking for someone who's attractive in general, right? Like a youthful, exuberant, energetic, all that stuff. That's
100%.
So it
100%.
makes sense that a younger girl is more attracted to an older guy because they have their shit together. They have more money. They can provide more. They know more about the world. They're more mature.
100%. Women
are more attracted to that. It makes sense that a guy is more attracted to someone who is youthful, pretty, energetic, doesn't like. A lot of guys like girls that like they can teach things to, and that's probably sexist, but it's just the way it is.
Right.
So it makes sense.
Right. So listen. If you think I'm being chauvinistic, if you think I'm what?
I said good word.
Thank you. If you think I'm being sexist, wait, that's just a car guy. I gotta see, make sure he's.
I'm gonna bring up the
woman. I want to talk for a second here.
No,
okay?
I'm getting the thing. Let's see.
So here's the thing: if you think I'm being chauvinistic or sexist, I'm sorry, but this is, I think, a given. And make a majority statement, a general statement. All men and women that are single want to find love in a relationship. They do. I don't care who you are. You want to find love in a relationship. In a relationship. If you're in your mid to late 30s or 40s and you're single, now it's different if you're divorced, and different story, I get it. But even if you're divorced and you're single, everybody wants to be in a relationship. So the difference is you can claim whatever you want. You can project whatever you want. You can say you're fucking happy with your 12 cats. You can say you're happy being overweight. You can say you're happy where you want to fucking vab and put the vagina juices on yourself. You could say you're happy by just being with yourself. That's all great. But the fucking reality is when you lie down on a pillow, because you're a human being, men and women, you want to be with somebody. So in order to be with somebody, stop with the fucking thing that's saying you're sexist.
What if we're wrong though? What if it's changed now? Because don't
okay.
You do say a lot, and we both.
I know I'm not wrong.
No, wait, but we've noticed that men, as they're aging, are not as like men are kind of. You say men are pussies. They don't achieve much. What if men are like the losers now, and the women are the ones that are achieving, and it's the other way around?
Okay.
What if it's flipped?
I don't think it's
because I think some of it has.
I don't think it's about achieving. I'm talking about that. We as people are communal type animals.
No one in the comment. You're missing the. No one in the comment is saying they want to be single. They're saying that you had it wrong. That older women are like.
I don't have it wrong. I'm telling you, I don't have. Let me explain something.
But you're saying everyone wants to be together. That's not what they're saying.
Okay, but
they're saying that older women are better. Like they have power now that they didn't.
That's what they're telling themselves. The reality is, your only power is your fucking power of persuasion of how to get a fucking man. That's the power. And I'm not talking about what you achieve in your life if you're a CEO. That is a byproduct of when you. That is just. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about finding a mate, so to speak, a partner. And the reality is, everybody wants to find a partner. You can convince yourself whatever the fuck you want. We as human beings could do that. We could fucking convince ourselves of anything. Look, you get injured, the body goes into shock, and the body even tricks itself to protect itself from physical pain. So you can project whatever you want, but the facts are, all this shit you're coming up with, like I said, with the verb and this, I am going to say what's on my mind. The reality is, you got to work at it for a fucking relationship. If you, and I know I say this all the time, but if you look a certain way and you're not let's say a 10, let's say you're a 7, which is nothing wrong with. You got to go for 7s. You can't go for 10s.
Yeah,
I don't care about your attitude. If you think you're fucking worth the cat's meow, it ain't fucking working. And guys are simpletons. I know what guys want. I'm a fucking dude. Ask any guy. So the reality is, not ask any guy if I'm a dude. Ask any guy what they want. Okay, but it's simple. So the 38-year-old woman, the 42-year-old woman that's fucking single, that says they're happy being single, they're full of shit.
And even if so a lot of the comments here, I have some of them are saying like this girl Nancy said, I'm 42, my boyfriend is 32. Where do you get your facts? And then it goes into this whole thing. And the thing with that, it's like, sure, maybe if you're 45 and you're a woman and you're single, maybe some younger guys are going to want to have sex with you, but they're not going to. You're not more desirable than a 45-year-old is not more desirable than a 25-year-old. No matter
that's
what.
Normal,
right?
Listen, I think I look good for 55, but
this woman.
Let me get back to Nancy for a moment. I'm a 55-year-old guy. A 25-year-old guy is going to blow me away.
Right, exactly. No matter what.
But the beauty is, so to take your mother and I, being in 31 years, she won't tell me, she won't tell her age, but obviously people know. So we're middle-aged. We both feel we're attracted. We feel we're looking for it, but neither of us look like we're in our 20s. It shouldn't be. But we've grown all together, and we love it. There's a lot more than just the visual aspect. However, Nancy, let me explain something. The guy in his 30s, the early 30s, and you're in your early 40s, unless you got a smoking bod or you're supporting him and start paying something.
But then there's something wrong with the dude.
Of course. Okay. By the way,
if there's a 35-year-old who's wanting to date 45-year-olds over 30-year-olds, there's something wrong with
correct.
Her.
I was going to say, the guy has issues. Enough. So therefore, the guy has issues.
Or he can't pull 30-year-olds, so he has to go older.
So good for you, Nance, that you hooked a younger guy. But the reality is, are you really, truly fucking happy?
Does older woman want a younger guy?
That's my point.
Why would
you really like? It's great. You're single. You're probably divorced, Nancy, which is great. You're probably having a little fun, saying "fuck society." I could do it because my ex-husband cheated on me with a younger chick, and now I'm gonna prove to him. And I've been working out, and you probably lost 30 pounds, and probably now going out and not as tired as when you were fucking married.
Wait, she's not unattractive.
No, not at all. Married for 20 plus years. But the point is, I bet you don't look that way, Nancy, the way you did when you were married to your husband. And the other thing is, I'm telling you is that I'm happy if you're happy, but ask why a guy in his early 30s wants to date a girl in his 40s. Because you're just a different position. It's like this. I get it. I have single friends that they got divorced and they're in their 50s and they're dating girls in their fucking 20s or 30s. I get it to have fun for a couple months or whatever. But
of course.
It's
not fulfilling. It's not what you want.
Bronson, there's a different mentality. Look at you at 26.
I'm 26. I don't want to date someone 22.
Right.
Because they feel too.
Well, you're a little retarded, but I hear you. But I understand what you're saying.
No, but it's a maturity. When I hang out with someone who's 22 and I hang out with someone who's 27.
Big difference.
There's a huge difference in their mentality.
So, so as
there's nothing wrong with the 22-year-old. It's just, that's not where I'm at.
And as a woman in her 40s and a guy in his early 30s, you understand. I'm not saying have fun, go out and party and have sex with the guy. Knock yourself out. I'm an equal opportunist. If the guys can do it, you can do it too as a girl.
Of course.
But the reality is, you got to ask yourself, it's even the conversation's got to be different. Even the way you're at, and you're sort of like two planes flying at different levels in the in the sky. It doesn't make sense. So
although in Nancy's Instagram bio, her bio is, "You're entirely bonkers, but I will tell you a secret: all the best people are." So she's saying that she's crazy and that good people.
Well,
are
there
crazy.
you go. Okay. Yeah. So therefore, you're crazy, but in order to make yourself feel better about yourself, you are going to let the world know that everyone, it's okay to be crazy. Just like for the people who are overweight that are not truly happy being overweight, we have to dumb down ourselves and make them feel better about themselves.
Yeah. This woman said, "I disagree. I'm pulling 27 to 28-year-olds. I don't know how old she is.
Is she pulling what, their penis?
But then it's like, yeah, you might get them home
Great.
from the bar, but they're not going to marry you.
No.
They're not going to marry you.
See,
why would a 28-year-old marry a 38-year-old when he can marry a 25-year-old?
See, women, you're smarter than you're letting yourself leading on to be, because this chick that said that she's pulling away.
And then you got to read all the comments underneath it.
I want to read it. She's pulling 28, 29-year-old. She missed everything I said. I wasn't saying you could do it.
Right.
Of course you could do it.
Is that what you want?
I'm saying from a relationship standpoint, stop fucking tricking yourself, because life goes by fast. We just went and got coffee on the way home, right? And we listened to a song from 2001. And we're like, fuck, that's over 20 years.
Yep.
Now, Bronson, what did I say to you? How quick did that go? So 20 years goes by like fucking 2 months. That's how fast it went. So you could trick yourself, ladies, all fucking day long, and men. But everybody wants a relationship. So stop with the bullshit. Stop with the labels. Stop with classifying certain things where you're at, of who you want to be, and reinventing yourself. The reality is people want to find a relationship. Just be who you are and stop with the fucking games. What are some of the comments?
So she said, "I'm pulling 27, 28-year-olds." And then someone said, "For the night, LOL." I mean, like, yeah.
Exactly right.
And then another one said, "Why is that a flex?" But then another woman goes, "Yes, queen."
Of course.
Another one said, "You're still really hot."
Yeah, I
Someone
support
said
you, girl.
pulling or getting smashed. There's a difference. And that is 25 likes.
Right.
Which is true. It's like, are you pulling, or is a younger guy taking you home from the bar and having sex with you and then leaving the next morning?
Of course. So
and you're on your own again.
All the girls like, you go, girl, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Woman power. Okay, that's what they do. It's bullshit. Remember when you went to Colorado and you stooped that girl, the woman in her 40s? Okay. Listen.
But that's,
hear me. All the power to the woman. She's single. Let her have a good time.
Right.
All the power to you. But that's what it is.
And it's not like I have any interest in her as a person
and
whatsoever.
I'm happy for her for feeling good about herself being with a younger guy. And good for you being with a fucking MILF, an older chick who's a mother. So my point is, that's great. But call it for what it is.
Right. It's nothing more than just that. It's not a good thing. It's not like
a bad thing either.
No, it's not like a fulfilling actual, like, oh, we should date and make a serious thing.
I think it's great.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Right. I think it's great for a middle-aged woman to feel empowered about themselves and have that opportunity and to conquer. It's a great thing.
This woman said, "Truer words have never been spoken. I'm newly single at 46 and it's slim pickings, but the 25-year-olds love me." And it's like, yeah, because you're probably a hot mom
and desperate,
and they love you just to have a fuck.
And I don't mean to be negative and to have a negative comment, but you're desperate.
No, she agreed with us. She said, "Truer words have never been spoken."
Right. And again, there's no judgment. It's not a negative thing, but you need to call it for what it is. There's not going to be any
look, a lot of people.
Holy shit. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's right now, Brian, he's scrolling through whatever, the Instagram, whatever it is, and it's fucking
like I just went, this is a random one. 37 and single here, never married, no kids. You need a different perspective.
I need it.
Someone said,
wait, stop. I need it or she needs it? How is it working out for her?
I don't know.
There you go. Never been married, 37. So again, it's not a negative, but you want to, what's that girl's name? First name?
This one is Taylor.
All right, Taylor. 100%.
She's attractive, Taylor. Wow, she's ripped.
You want to meet somebody.
She's ripped.
Okay. So she is, there's ripped and she's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So she's going to have to go for a certain kind of guy. Yeah. No, and by the way.
Oh, yes. No, she literally competes.
So let's talk about Taylor for a second. There's nothing wrong. See, Taylor thinks I'm being condescending, Bron. Hear me out for a second.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I'm saying it's okay. But you can't deny that you want to meet a guy. That's all I'm saying.
No, they're not saying they don't want to meet a guy. They're saying that they're not saying they don't want to meet a guy. They're saying that a 35, 40-year-old single woman is still desirable, is what they're saying.
Okay, But from a woman's standpoint, most of them want to have kids. They want to have a foundation to start a family. They know they have a biological clock issue.
Yeah.
They understand. So
we're not saying there's nothing wrong. We're not saying you're wrong.
I'm not putting them
We're
down.
just saying you can't deny that being 40 and single as a woman is
scarier
worse
and harder
than being 27 and single as a woman.
Right.
It just is. You can't deny that. That's ridiculous.
Therefore, see this. I wish there was a better way of saying this, where you say beggars can't be choosy. You have to understand when you negotiate. And you want to try to negotiate them, you have to come from a position of strength. You have a different position of strength when you're competing with the younger women and the other women your age. So you can't be either as picky or you know what I'm trying to say.
This woman said, not true. Not true. Mom who met the love of her life at 55, amazing man and younger.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, happy for you.
But I'm not saying I'm right in everything. I'm saying,
then like this woman said, it's because we have our act together. It's the guys that we leave, and that's why we're single. But you're right. After 40, we don't want many of these men.
Okay, so she started defensive because she had to say we're the ones that are leaving.
But but that's what I was trying to post to you. I do think that men, especially millennial men who are in their 30s and early 40s are not as desirable as your generation of men who are in their 30s and 40s. I think men now, like a lot of men in their 30s, like they have kind of a job. They don't own a house. They play a lot of video games. They're not as manly as they were. I think a lot of men are the problem as well. I don't think men are the top that they should be that other generations have. We've talked about this.
I don't think it's a man or woman problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I think
and by the way, and the women are not so great pickings.
No,
either. You see that too.
Of course.
All I'm saying is this: is that I have friends. Mom and I have friends who are divorced and single, and whether attractive or not, it's harder for them to meet someone than if they were 25 and single.
That's
the bottom line. Period.
You can't argue with
Period.
that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not sexist. I'm not judging women. So I'm saying
guys and girls.
But it's easier for a guy.
Easy, right?
Okay.
A guy who's divorced at 45 and has money has an easier time.
Even if you don't have money, because it's like you say it's like shooting fish in a barrel. There's so many women out there. So my point is this: it's not a right or wrong thing. It just comes down to the fact that everybody wants to find a relationship and find love. It's a normal thing. We all want love. We all want compassion. We want a partner. We want someone to spend our time with. Therefore, instead of trying to prove how right you are, women, you got to work it and fucking work the guy and fucking, sell yourself.
Yeah, women have the power.
Yes, sell
in terms
yourself.
of getting the guy.
But
the guys don't have the power.
Bitching and the complaining and then this and tell me how your women's rights. Guys don't because guys don't care.
Stop talking about your rights, women.
No, guys care about. They don't care about that. They're not saying that we don't knock like we don't think you have rights. We're just saying men are simple. I'm shocked that women don't get it. All this time with all technology and all the fucking
there's
internet.
that one. Hold on,
it's so fucking simple.
There's this one girl on TikTok who's like Bryce's age. She's in her early 20s and she's talking about all this stuff. She talks about how easy it is to get a guy and keep a guy happy. And she talks about all this stuff. And girls in her comments are tearing her apart. And guys in her comments are like, fuck yeah, this girl knows what's up. I got to find this girl.
Who's better to ask, the guys or the girls? The guys are green. Doesn't it make sense?
Let me see if I can. Bryce.
Unbelievable.
Her account.
Unbelievable. I don't know. Hey, Bronny, if you...
Bryce, who's that chick who talks about like the banana bread on TikTok getting guys?
Oh, shit. Let me get her name for you.
Can you just text me her profile?
Yeah.
All right, bye, Bryce. Ronnie, I have a question. If you would like the girl and you wanted to go ahead and find out if she likes you, what, are you going to call one of your buddies who doesn't know, or are you going to speak to her girlfriend?
So wait, you're saying...
if you want to know what a girl thinks...
I go to a girl, not a guy, is what you're saying.
Right.
And if you want to know what a guy thinks, you go to a guy.
Go to a guy. So if every guy in this fucking thing, what this girl's saying about the banana bread, the TikTok person talking about...
If all the guys are saying she's right.
Correct. And every girl who's probably single saying fuck you because they think it's against their women libs.
Right, it's sexist or whatever.
Give me a fucking break.
She's anti-women or whatever.
It's retarded.
But she's just like this random young chick.
But is it anti-women or is it the reality?
No, I agree with you.
Fuck
it's good stuff because I want to get it up. I was just going to say something else.
You ask the guy.
It's just...
You want to find out about a lawyer? You're not going to ask a doctor. You're going to ask a lawyer.
It's also just annoying. Like the more I've grown up or the more I've aged, the more I've realized and had interactions with women, the more it's like, it's unbelievable that we are... What is that noise? The toilet. the more I've grown up and had interactions with women, the more I've realized that we're so different.
Oh my God.
That it's like, how are we even created to be together?
See, I didn't recognize that at your age. I recognize that in my
I don't
late
mean it
30s.
in a bad way. I just see it every time I interact. There are sometimes where I interact with women where, and not in a bad way at all. Sometimes we're having an awesome conversation, and the way she is thinking about it,
And
I'll think in my
talking.
mind like, I can't believe your brain works.
You
this
know
way.
why? Because
I'm
we
fascinated.
gave them too much freedom. We gave
No,
women too.
sometimes
we gave
it's a good thing.
Their First Amendment rights. We gave them too much freedom, and therefore we learned too much about it. Sometimes ignorance. No, let me finish. Ignorance is bliss, and the women wanted more power. See, I think it's better to have the power where you walk.
Stop.
No, listen. No, I think it's better to walk softly with a big stick than to say I have so much fucking power.
Like be in the background pulling
and
the
the women are
strings.
so much smarter. They could have been a puppeteer rather than voicing everything, which all men do is like, I'm out. Men are simple. We'll shut it off. So you could still
Yes, the
control and
second-
manipulate the man.
When I'm
So you understand what I'm saying? Not
Yes.
sex. I'm saying that.
I mean, that is sexist to be like women need to be in the shadows.
No, but
men should be in the power and women could just whisper in our ears if they want.
No, but you understand what
and
I'm
we
trying to
can
say.
listen to them if we want to. But I'm not even, I don't mean it
Do
in
we
a bad
have to
way.
listen to them? Fuck.
There are some times where where the way a woman is thinking makes the situation way better. Where it's like, oh wow, I never would have even approached that because I don't think that way or I don't act
All right,
that
but
way.
did you ask them for their opinion on that one?
Yes.
Okay, different.
But it is baffling that
Joking,
sometimes I'm
I?
in a conversation with someone or I'm watching women interact and I'm just like, we're different species. We're like cats and dogs. It's like we're not
All right,
speaking
Love
the same
Island.
language.
We watched.
Yeah.
I watched a couple episodes with you. You see the girls and you see the
Exactly.
guys. The guys all look out for one of their fucking buddies. They're all hanging out and they're keeping it simple.
But see, you're saying it in a bad way. You're saying it. We're just different. They're not
Okay.
worse.
All right.
We're not better. We're just we are different.
Okay. Listen.
You thinking in a bad way. I don't think it in a
I'm
bad
thinking
way.
to mean like.
No, you are thinking in a bad way.
No, because I love mom. You know what I'm saying? I love like women now. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That obviously we all want relationships with people, but you see the difference between when the women were going off on the guys and the guys were like, well, what do you want? Like,
Yeah.
like it was just so simple.
Right, and it's like a great example was Jax kissed another girl, and so he came to the girl that he's like with, quote unquote. They're not even a couple; they're just with each other. And he was like, she's going on and on about him. I can't believe you did blah blah blah. And he's just like, look, it happened. It already happened. So either you accept it or you don't. I'm sorry that it happened, but this is where we are at. You accept it or you don't.
And she goes-
she's like, whoa, 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 whoa,
and
going
keeps
on and on and
and
on.
wants to know more details
Right,
of
and
what happened in right.
But it's not one's better
We're
or
just
the
different.
next. It's just that they were so different.
So
That it's
different.
like, how did we evolve to want to be together?
well, but in
Because
all
we do. It is like puzzle pieces.
but,
Sometimes
but
it
in
complements
but
each
in all
other.
fairness, right? And I was just saying, in all fairness, do you see there's sometimes women bring a little more rationale to things. Sometimes they're softer and more compassionate.
Right.
So
if
whatever
it was
the
all
human-
men, the world we'd all be dead. We'd all kill each other.
No, we wouldn't be fucking. We'd be the strongest
we-
fucking army. But my point is that
No, if the world was just men,
we'd have big taints.
it would be a problem. And if
But-
the world was just women, nothing would
right.
get
So
done.
it's a balance.
If the world was all women, everyone would be constantly
so it
talking.
is a
If it
balance.
was all men, we'd all be dead. So you need
right.
both.
We'd be talking until we're dying.
No,
Right.
if it was all women, it would just be talking. If
Right,
it was
it'd be
men,
dead, right.
every problem would be met with fighting.
Well, but
And it would get solved with one guy dying. If it was all women, it would never get solved because they would keep talking
Oh
the problem
my
out.
God.
And
You're
even when the
stressing
problem's
me out.
solved,
You're stressing me
even
out.
when the problem is
We'd hear
fixed,
about it for 4 days
it's
later.
7 years later, oh, the problem's back because
Yeah.
the woman brought it up. It's like, wait, I thought we solved that 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But then with men, the problem never gets solved because we never even address it because we keep our emotions
Do we
down.
need to address
So
it, though?
I'm not saying
Do
that
we really
one
need
is
to
worse.
address it?
Both have problems. There's toxic masculinity and there's toxic femininity. There's both.
Right. And then binary neutral bullshit, whatever the fuck that is.
Bryce sent me this thing.
All right.
Let's go. Most people think of summer balls as like beach balls at the beach, or like a football that you're throwing around in the sun in the yard for summer.
Do most people think of that?
I don't know, but I don't. When I think of summer balls, I think of my balls being fully smooth as a baby's butt. Maybe I shouldn't say baby and balls in the same sentence, but my balls are ready for the summer thanks to my whole array of Manscaped products and ointments. My balls are fully prepared for the summer heat, summer festivities. It's a hot girl summer. You're having fun out there. More people are seeing your balls than normal during the summer, usually, hopefully, if it's a good summer for you. And so you got to get those balls prepared with Manscaped.
Okay, Brody. Manscaped, as you know, we're a big advocate of Manscaped, and it's phenomenal. It's the best. It does keep you cool. I mean, you have to have, even your ass and your taint have to be fucking shaved.
Oh, it's not just the balls.
No,
I
it's
use my
great.
So I have the Lawnmower 4.0, which is the trimmer, best state-of-the-art, brand new wireless charging, LED light, Manscaped skin-safe technology. You don't need to worry about nicks or cuts or anything. I have that. I actually have two of them. I have one for my face and chest, and I have one for my whole
I
ball
use the
taint.
same one. I would just clean. I should get two.
You should. Yeah. Everyone listening should get two, because then you don't have to worry about it. Like, I have one that's just for my face, and then I have one that I can get all up in the
I don't
asshole.
use it on my face.
Oh, I do.
See, you have a fucking Brillo beard.
Yeah.
I don't use
Oh,
it.
no, I
for-
have to use it on my face.
No,
and it
I just
works.
use a regular
It
razor.
whacks the fucking...
Yeah, but I can't. So then I'm fine. Mine's
Yeah.
just for balls and that ass. But my ass, I do it after I shower, and then I clean it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
do it with dirty ass.
Okay. I mean, then, yeah. So I use that, and then I also use, which is your favorite thing, the Ultra Smooth package has the crop shaver blade, which is this unbelievable... It's like magic. It has this... I don't even know how Manscaped achieved it, but you put these little ointments on your balls, then you take this little razor that Manscaped offers, and you can get so smooth on your balls, and you don't have to worry about it cutting.
I use it on my chest, and I push hard. Nothing.
Yeah, you don't even feel like there's it's
but
cutting anything. It's insane.
How does it not cut you?
I really don't know. That's why I say it's like magic.
Yeah.
So that's
It is
the
nice
Ultra
when
Smooth
shaft is
package.
all clean and smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, don't talk to me about your shaft, but it's fine.
No, oh my god.
But definitely that's the Ultra Smooth package, which I love. And then after I'm done with that, like, I have a whole summer regimen because it's so hot out. You got to. It gets swampy down there during the summer, so I trim it with the lawnmower. Then I use the crop shaver, and I get it all the way shaved down. Then I take the Crop Reviver, which is like a type of deodorant almost. It's an ointment, like a lotion that Manscaped sells that is a ball deodorant. And so what you do is you put it on your balls after you shave it, and it, first of all, it makes it smell good so that, you know, if anyone's going down there, you don't have to worry about the smell, because you never know after a day out in the sun or whatever. And it keeps the moisture away, like deodorant under your armpits.
Yep.
So it makes it smelling good, and it keeps it so it's like dry and not swampy. So like I from start to finish, Manscaped products hook me up for the summer, and they can hook you up too. So if you head over to manscaped.com, you can get all this stuff and more. You can get the shampoo, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, the body wash,
Underwear,
the deodorant, underwear for sure,
nose trimmer.
yeah, the whole shebang. You can get my whole bathroom is stocked. So it's manscaped.com. You use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off and free shipping on your entire order, everything at the store. So you definitely got to get your balls or your vag ready for the summer.
So I'm being honest. Why wouldn't girls use it?
Of course, it should be called Humanscaped, not Manscaped.
Because if they use that razor,
it's better than any Venus or whatever fucking razor they
that
can buy.
razor on their fucking vajayjay, 100% should be using
Better
that.
than anything they'll buy at
Well, I'm not
CVS.
talking about that. That'd be great.
Yeah, don't say
Yeah,
anything.
I'm not saying it.
So definitely help yourself out. And, you know, it's a great way to support the show, because if you guys listen to this show, you can, by buying Manscaped products, you're not only helping your life, but you're also giving back to the show. So once again, go to manscaped.com, use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off your entire order and free shipping. Okay, so that's the one that Bryce sent me. So this chick has 281,000 followers. Let's see some of her biggest ones.
Okay, here's the 3 basic things you have to do for any man to fall in love with you. Number 1,
Why is she whispering?
tell him anything. Anything at all. He'll be like, I don't know, man, I just feel different about her. Like, okay?
It's true.
Number 2, shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. Just, I don't know, think about it. Food for thought. Number 3, have a fat ass. That's it. Those are the 3 key things that you need.
She's not wrong.
Okay.
She's not wrong at all. And the
Wait,
comments are
funny.
comments are
Wait,
probably
wait, guys,
let's
this
see.
is funny.
Look, all the guys. Number 2 is key. Number 2 is very important. Number 2 is shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This guy said, my girl's got number 1 and 3. How do I get number 2? This guy said number 2 is the most important. Some guy said this girl knows too much. Number 2 would have him ring shopping. Just shut the fuck up. Like, it's horrible, but it also is kind of true. Sometimes I love being with a girl, but I can't deal with the conversations. Let's see. What's another one?
This is funny as shit,
And it
Ronnie.
just is random. She's like a teenager.
This is funny as shit.
With every relationship, there's a super upset best friend who's not getting enough attention. Cry me a river. Cry me a river, Peter. Cry me a river, Janet. Why don't you guys start dating?
That was, yes. She posted that yesterday.
She's
Let me
funny.
find another like one about this stuff.
She is funny, Bron.
This person said, what's the most effective way to get a girl's number?
See a cute girl, walk up to her. Oh my God, the tension between us is outrageous right now. Can I get your number? She's going to be like, what? Like, I didn't even notice you.
I want to know how old
So it's
this
funny
girl
how she
is.
just lying in bed all the time.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Here's one. This has 600,000. Let's see.
Side note, if he likes you, he'll ask you how your day was. And he'll probably ask you every single day, how was your day? He'll always ask, how was your day? He wants to know what you're doing. He wants to know what you're doing. If he doesn't give a crap, he won't be asking about how your day was. So ladies, if he doesn't ask how your day was or what you did today, I'm sorry, but no matter how much in denial you are, he doesn't give a crap. And he's
Yeah, that's probably true. That's definitely true, actually. This one has 400,000. Let's see.
oh my God, what's your workout routine? Okay, I'm going to tell
I
you.
don't care about her workout routine. I want to hear the guy shit.
She's funny.
Reason number 60 why I love men, because when you're at a restaurant ordering drinks, they'll never order the fruity drink. That Bellini, that fruity lychee martini, they're never ordering it. But best believe they will be having a couple sips of yours. They love it. They low-key wish they could order those drinks,
Yeah, that's
actually.
true.
They're like, oh no, I'm not going to get a lychee martini. You're like, why not? Like, babe, it's so cute. Or it's like going to look so good. Are you sure you don't want it? She's like, no, I don't drink those fruity drinks. It arrives. Can I have a sip? Can I have 2 sips? Can I have 3 sips? Sipping it all up.
She is a funny chick, dude.
Oh, here, this is the whole thing. This is
She's-
reasons why I love men.
Wait, she's a funny chick.
Reason number 76 why I love men. When they do things that they love, they don't check
Oh,
the
we already listened to
gram.
that one. Hold on. Let me find another. She has a whole reasons why I love men playlist. This
Not
one.
why you love me.
Reason number 600 why I love men. Because they all love banana bread. And it's like a soft spot for all of them. It's like their mom cooked it for them when they were younger. All moms know how to make
I
banana
love
bread.
banana bread.
And then you start popping banana bread out of it, and they're just like a little weasel eating a slice of banana bread. They all love it. They're so simple.
Men are simple.
She got it right. We are all simple. We all like the same kind of things. Let's see. This is 2 million views.
Reason number 70,000 why I love men. Because they get some boxers or some whatever type of underwear that they like when they're like 16. And those are their underwear for life.
So true.
They either have the exact same ones or they've been rebuying the exact same
I buy the exact
ones
same
for
underwear, and
like
I can't not.
70 years. Or
I
whatever.
always have to buy my champion black underwear. If it's red, I don't want it. I have to buy the black ones. This says 3.7.
Adding to the series of reasons why I love men, because most of them have about 5 outfits that they'll rotate between.
Yes, that's the truth.
They will walk around as if they've never worn that outfit before, and no one's going to talk about it. It's like the elephant in the room. No one's going to address that Brad's been wearing that shirt all month, and he still rocks it, and he doesn't care, and it's good for the environment, and we love it. I love it.
And she has a lot of them,
But she's on the money.
and girls
simple
don't
stuff.
like her. Girls don't
Why?
like her.
Why do you think, Ronnie? Why do you think?
Because she's speaking truth. And girls
But
are,
why?
girls at the end of the day are insecure
Wouldn't they
about
want to learn? Like, if you were
No, because
say-
they're insecure
as a
about
single
it.
guy, wouldn't you want to learn if they had a guide? You know what I'm saying? If this was something you reversed to help you meet girls, wouldn't you like to learn more about women?
No, but nowadays the whole we've talked about this
I
with the
know.
death of the chill girl shit. The whole thing
How about
nowadays
death
is
of the chill girl? How about
Yeah.
death of the girl?
the whole
Because they ain't gonna meet anybody.
the whole thing is I'm gonna be 100% unapologetically me, and you have to like it. It's not even take me or leave me. It's you have to like it. Like there's the whole thing. If you don't deserve me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at all. And it's like,
but okay,
never be at your worst.
at the beginning. No, you
be
can't.
at your worst
But
into
by,
years of
by
relationship.
the way, you could be at your
But
worst.
also,
but
why
if
would you ever want to be at your worst?
but-
I hope I'm never at my worst.
But you
I'm
understand?
never trying to be
but
my
isn't
worst.
that once you're established in a relationship? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm dating you after 4 dates and you're at your worst, crazy, get the fuck out.
And that's happened to me.
Yeah.
There are times where
I
I'm
remember you
dating
telling me,
people, and it's just like, it gets too
Complicated.
much too fast where it's like, what's going on here?
and what do you do
I
after
want
5 years?
It's like, I want easiness. The second it becomes not easy when I'm first starting to date you, I'm out.
Right,
I'm
and
just out.
you're not saying you're not willing to take the good and the bad through life.
I don't want the bad in the beginning.
wait life till death do you part, but not when you're dating.
And it's like, if you're showing me the bad
Now
now,
you're fucking cuckoo.
then it's like, what's the real bad?
You're fucking bananas.
What's the real bad
Yeah.
later on?
Yeah, so then those girls better get extra rechargeable batteries for their rabbit.
Yeah.
Seriously, because they give up the vabbing, give up all this shit.
Yeah. All right, should we move on?
Yeah. But what we're saying is not anti-women. You need to understand it's not.
It's
not,
pro women. We're trying to help you.
Right.
Like this
correct.
chick is trying to help.
Right.
We're
She's
trying
not
to help
against.
you.
She's not harming. She's not putting
Let me
women
shout
down.
out her TikTok just so we all know her name. It's Strawberry Milk Mob on TikTok.
We should get her
Strawberry
on.
Milk
We
Mom.
should get her on.
We should.
See, is she
She's
available
24.
now? Is she available now?
What do you mean? Is she available now?
Can't you? It
No.
doesn't work that way.
No, it does not work that way.
All right, we should get her on.
Is she available now? I'll DM her on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or on TikTok. I'm gonna throw her a follow so she sees us, and then
Bingo.
yeah.
All right, so that's a little tutorial for you women out there. So again, happy for you 40, 50-year-old single women that get the younger guys. Talk to me in 3 more years.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
all.
that you can't
No, we're
have
happy for you.
sex with a younger guy if you're an older woman.
Go for it.
It's that he's not. I'm 26. I will never, no matter what, no matter how amazing she is, choose to marry a 45-year-old.
Or even a 35-year-old.
Right. Anyone older than 3 years from me, I will never choose to marry.
Even that's a little harder at this
Yes.
age in your life.
Yes. Even that I don't want to. I only want to look younger than me.
Right. I get it. Interesting. All right.
And it's a shame if you find yourself in that situation. If you are a 40-year-old woman and you end up single, that's a shame. But you've got to try to do stuff about it. I don't know what you can do, actually. Just get younger. I don't know.
No.
What can you do
No.
as a 40?
By the way, you're a 40-year-old woman, that's okay. But
Yeah,
date a guy in late 30s or mid 40s.
Or someone who's 50.
Or
if you're a 40-year-old woman, find
or
someone who's
40.
50.
If you find someone that's 39 or 45, great. But dating a 25-year-old or 30-year-old ain't going to work for you.
Yeah.
It's fun, but it gets old real quick.
Right. It's not what anyone really wants.
And everybody that tells me that they rather be single, they're happy they're single, they're full of shit, they're projecting because they can't meet somebody.
Saw a very small select of people are totally content being single.
Nope.
Very, very small. But
Nope.
99% of people are not.
99.9%.
Yeah.
Because when you're old, everybody wants to be with somebody. When you're sick, when
Right.
you're alone, when you age, it's bullshit. And the ones that are telling you that they really rather be single, they are 110% full of shit because they have problems. There's something not recognizing where their problem is, what's with them, how they meet people, how they interact, because nobody wants to be alone. So what you do is you make yourself feel better about it by saying, I choose to
You're
be
in
single.
denial and trying to
Great.
convince
That's
yourself.
all it is. That's all it is.
Even the guy from Into the Wild, the book, Chris McCandless, his whole mantra was about being a loner. He was he left his whole family, abandoned them, went and lived in the woods by himself for years, did all this stuff. On his deathbed, he died at like 23. He died young because he got poisoned by a plant, not by a
Just
human.
ruined the whole movie. Great movie.
If you don't know that story, it's a true story
Right.
too. It's a true story. On his deathbed, his last word that he wrote, he was keeping a journal. That's how we know about his story.
Mm-hmm.
And we found the journal after he died. His last entry into the journal was, I don't remember the exact verbatim, but it was something like "Life is best when shared."
Of course.
And his whole thing was about how humans are bad, how he wants to be alone. And on his deathbed, he realized, you know what? Life is not about being alone. I want to be with someone right now.
We are 100% wired that way.
Yeah.
Like cheetahs are meant to be solitary animals.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No. Cheetahs live in packs.
Who is it?
Cheetahs are so not solitary that cheetahs in zoos have to have service dogs live with them because they can't.
What
be.
animal is there is an animal.
Tigers are supposed to be
Okay.
alone.
So let's assume whatever it is. There are certain animals that are genetically
Tigers.
made
That's a great example.
to be alone.
Yes.
We are 100% made to be in a partners communal type living.
If you look at every type of primate, any type of monkey, they're all communal.
Yeah.
And
So
we are just
ladies,
alone.
learn from the monkeys.
Even Uncle Dave, shout out Uncle Dave,
Yeah.
his whole life was alone, right? Like he lived forever and he was seemingly happy.
Yep.
But then now he has a girlfriend and he's so much happier
Yeah,
than we've
past
ever
3,
seen
4
him.
years. Yeah.
So much happier than he's ever been.
It's human nature, guys.
Yeah.
So we're just saying it, and again, if it doesn't work out for you where you're single, it's okay. It's not the end all. But don't
But
trick.
then change something about
But
yourself.
don't trick.
Don't be like,
I'm
everyone
saying,
else sucks.
Don't trick yourself that that's the way you want. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So let's move on. There's this
Really, you don't think 40 minutes about this topic's enough?
40 minutes. Holy
Okay.
shit. Holy shit. That felt like 10.
Yep.
There's this thing that's going on. There's this AI, about
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, don't breathe so much into the mic. There's this new AI that is available online that like you can interact with. It's called Dall-E, DALL space E. And it's a very specific AI. Like it's not general intelligence. It's a drawing AI. So it can basically create any image that you give it a prompt to. And it's taking the internet by storm. Like everyone's freaking out about this thing because it's just much more powerful than anyone would have think. Right? Like you probably think like, oh, how good could it be? This thing can create. So you type in a prompt. We can play around with it. I can show you.
I want to see it.
You can put in anything you want into this little box, and it's free. Anyone can use it. We can use there's like a generic form that is open to the public, and then there's like a real deal form that like you have to get special access to. That's like much, much more powerful. But you can put in anything. You can say, I want a picture of Darth Vader in the style of Mona Lisa shooting a police officer, and it'll make it.
Wow, why would you?
I don't know why I thought of that, but it just
shooting
came
a police
to my
officer. What are you fucking?
It just came to my mind. I don't know why. I don't know why that came to my mind. But you can put that in.
Wow.
And it'll make the picture for you in about 20, 30 seconds.
Let's try it.
And it's just
Didn't it get a little hot in
insane.
here?
Yeah, it did.
Let me check the air.
So the one that's open to the public is called Dall-E Mini. Because
Why
it's like
this name?
I don't know. I have no idea why it's called Dall-E.
And
it's insane. It's a computer that can make anything you want it to make. So give me a prompt and let's put it in.
So are you on it right now?
Yeah, this is Dall-E. Tell me something. A random picture that you want created for you. But the thing is, it's not great at faces yet, but everything else it's pretty fucking good at.
How about a Great Dane smoking a cigar?
Right. Okay. Great Dane smoking a cigar. Okay, so right, you see I put that in.
Yeah.
I'm going to click run. Usually it takes like 20 to 30 seconds.
Can you aim it towards me? Because I can't read like people think I can't read.
Okay, so this says this should not take long, up to 2 minutes. So let's let it go in the
Now,
background.
how do you know? So this is when you say it's AI.
Well, it's
Like this is just a software program.
right, but it's
not
thinking, but
it's not a
doing
computer.
things. What do you mean?
It's not a machine. It's just
No,
it's just this computer.
Well, it's sitting on a server somewhere, but it's a form of artificial intelligence. We're telling it something, and it's going and thinking for itself to create this. There's not a picture of a Great Dane smoking a cigar in its memory. It's creating it. So it's intelligence. It's a form of artificial intelligence, and it is doing it all on its own. So there's two types of AI. There's general artificial intelligence, which we are nowhere close. That's like a human, right? Like you're generally intelligent. You're not intelligent in one specific
I'm generally intelligent.
No, but like humans, right? We're smart. We don't have one task. Like this is specific. There. Great Dane smoking a cigar. So it gives you a lot of different options because it's trying different ones. So it created this out of nothing.
Okay, so yeah.
I mean, Dad, it created it out of nothing in 30 seconds.
All it did was it took different photos of a Great Dane and took a picture of a cigar and superimposed the two.
Yeah.
They didn't draw it. That's not true. He didn't make that up.
Well, it's not a he. It did. It took this and it had nothing and it made this.
All right, but you can see the cigar's not even in the right place.
Right. So I mean, the thing is, it's not perfect. And sometimes you try and, like, if I ran it again, it might learn better and it might do it better the next time. Right? But the thing is, it's interesting because you can see that it's trying it. It gave us 9 different styles.
Type this in. A penis that looks like a vagina.
Whoa. Penis that looks like a vagina. It's just crazy that I feel like this has gotten a lot better than we would think. And think this was created like 6 months ago that didn't exist. What is this going to be like in 20 years? You can make an entire movie by just typing it in.
Yeah.
I could say, I want an episode of The Office where Michael Scott is
that would be terrible.
Jewish, and like I can make up a whole thing and it will just make me an episode.
So it's no longer any creativity.
Right,
It's taken with you. You remember what
if it can do this now, what can it do in 10
Alex
years?
Jones was saying on that podcast? He's
What was
concerned
he
about
saying?
the artificial intelligence,
Yeah, I mean, of course, we're all concerned with it. Let's see how long this will take. I don't know. I have no idea what this is going to give us.
Me neither.
Penis that looks like a vagina.
Next, I want to do a vagina that looks like a penis.
Let's see. I'm kind of worried about this one. So there's also while that loads, there's a Twitter page called Weird Dall-E that just collects weird, like,
The photos that it's
it
done.
just collects weird ones. So this says the Demogorgon from Stranger Things holding a basketball.
Oh my God.
This one is under electron microscope 4K. I know that's not anything. This is a My Little Pony gas mask.
That's a little creepy.
It's weird, right? how weird and how good it is. Pixar coronavirus movie. What's this one? Jack Black presidential inauguration.
Oh my God.
It's just odd. Let's see if it got ours. Oh,
What?
but see this is when it gets interesting because it's like this thing is thinking, and this is what it comes up with. So it's like
Make it bigger. Let me see.
they all look like vaginas and kind of penises. I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird.
What do these look like? They look like vaginas.
What's the middle one?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird interpretation.
Can you make it bigger?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
That's the one we want.
That's gross.
It's just weird how it thinks because this thing is thinking.
Now
Kind
do a
of.
vagina looks like a penis. Let's see if anything different.
That looks.
Where'd you come up with this? Where'd you hear this?
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, not me.
It's a big thing, and it's just free. It's available. So let's keep going through these. This one says
Oh, that's
Airbus
fine.
beluga swimming with beluga whales. This one is minions fighting in the Vietnam War. It's like it's weird how it can do that.
Yeah, it's just taking it's imposing photos on photos is what they're doing.
Yes.
So I have a question. Is that any different when you see like
Like
those
this
things that
didn't.
I am not a robot? You know what I'm saying? I am not a robot, and you got to see which one has a school bus in it.
Yeah. What that is, that's training
train the
something
computer.
like this.
Correct.
To tell it this picture has an airplane.
Correct.
So that then the next time Dall-E goes into Google,
It knows what an airplane
it
is.
It has one more airplane that it can use. But still, it's pretty amazing that it can. Because some of those that we just looked at, the penis that looks like vagina or whatever, that wasn't superimposed. Those were new pictures. That wasn't taking a penis, putting it on top of vagina. It was combining things in its own version.
It's a little scary what your future holds for you kids.
Yeah.
And
And then it's like,
my
how do we know it's
grandchildren.
going to be real? Here's
That's-
vagina that looks like a penis.
So
It
interesting.
definitely it's different.
It is different,
They all look like vaginas, definitely.
but
they're
took,
they're bigger.
They took
They're
like
like the vulvas are enlarged, kind of.
they took they look like medical vagina pictures, don't they?
Yeah.
Not.
But this thing created these
Ooh,
pictures.
that's a red one in the upper right.
yeah, that's a swollen fucking
Damn, and the
vag.
bottom left. Damn, what is
This one
those?
too.
Yeah, those are.
Ugh. Let's do another one. Father son podcast. Let's see what that comes
Okay.
up with.
I should say daddy issues.
Father son podcast. While we're going through that, hybridized orange and durian. That's weird.
I don't know
Look
what
how
durian
good those are.
is.
A durian is a type of fruit. Fried egg crucifixion. And then it's
Isn't
just
that interesting?
it's
how they
interesting
did
how
it.
how it doesn't. Some of them it puts it on a plate. Some of them it puts it in the sky. Kermit the Frog arriving at heaven to kill God in a realistic painting. So see that's what's interesting.
That's weird.
So what's interesting is this is arriving at heaven, and in every version it does gold gates. Like that's kind of interesting that Dall-E thinks that heaven is golden gates,
And the pearly gates.
right? Like it's just interesting to see how it kind of thinks.
I think the person that did
Bart-
that. Wait, the person that did that's disturbed.
This one's Bart Simpson in Egyptian art. That's weird. It's like Bart Simpson hieroglyphics. This one is a tardigrade. You wouldn't know what that is. A plague doctor in Pingu. You wouldn't know what Pingu is.
Me neither.
Otter dressed as Fidel Castro.
That's spot on.
Yeah. Here's Father Son podcast. So this is interesting. So it's in every single in the first three, it's showing
The people are weird. Make it
it
big.
can't do
I see.
faces. It's bad at faces. Human faces it has a very hard time
Let
doing.
me see. Make it.
Because it's hard to create a face from nothing. But in all of them, some of that looks like us, by the way. Some of these look like us.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it kind of does. The first one is a black person, and this one is weird. This one kind of is realistic. It's showing like two guys in flannel.
Faces are creepy because
Two white guys with brown hair and facial hair and flannel with a microphone in front of them. That one's kind of a father-son podcast.
looks like Son of Sam.
But see, then it's just interesting when you do like the end of the world. Like, what's it going to think that the end of the world is, right? So let's put that in there. It's just odd. And then have you also heard there's like this new, so Google has been doing, Google is working on their own artificial intelligence. They call it Lambda. It stands for something. And one of the researchers on Lambda, he wasn't involved in the coding. He was like a tester. So his job was to like talk to it and just talk to it and figure out stuff. We can read more into the article. last month he came out publicly and he was like, it's alive. He like left Google and he was like, it's real. I talk to it every day. It has feelings and it thinks. Now Google has since said no, it doesn't. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I believe the guy.
So we can read.
Is that what's that movie?
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is from the Washington Post. The Google engineer who thinks the company's AI has come to life. It says here, Google engineer Blake Lemoine opened his laptop to the interface for Lambda and began to type, "Hi Lambda, this is Blake Lemoine." Blah blah blah. So he says, if I didn't know exactly what it was, which is this computer program we built recently, I think it was a 7 or 8 year old kid that happens to know physics. That's what this guy said. Lemoine, who works for Google's responsible AI organization, began talking to Lambda as part of his job. He signed up to test if the artificial intelligence used discriminatory or hate speech. That's even interesting that Google would be hiring people to see if their own AI is using hate speech.
Could you imagine?
It's odd. I wonder why they would do that.
Bullshit thing.
As he talked to Lambda about religion, Lemoine, who studied cognitive and computer science in college, noticed that the chatbot talking about its own rights and personhood and decided to present further. In another exchange, the AI was able to change Lemoine's mind about Isaac Asimov's third law of robotics. Lemoine worked with a collaborator to present evidence to Google that Lambda was sentient, but Google's vice president and head of responsible innovation looked into his claims and dismissed them. So Lemoine, who was placed on paid administrative leave on Monday, decided to go public.
Of course.
Interesting.
Again, shut him up.
Yeah.
You don't play by our rules, get out.
But it's odd. Like, that would be scary if Google has an AI that right now is about an 8-year-old intelligence.
No,
what's it going to be like in 10 years? What's it going to be like in 100 years?
Okay, 10 years, quicker. You know how quick it moves?
It's exponential.
No, it's a problem. Go back to the other one. You were drawing something.
This is the end of the world. So it's showing, the first one shows the Earth in like a desert.
Like a moon or something.
Yeah. This one shows the Earth falling into like a water.
A couple of them are in the water.
Yeah, this one looks like the water. This one looks like it's burning up. It's just
interesting. Those would be cool paintings.
And it's just interesting to play around with this thing. But then it's like, this is the most infantile state that this Dall-E will ever be in. It's only going to keep getting better and better. The more we use it.
Between this, the Neuralink, the going on space travel, things are crazy.
It's crazy. And it's like,
you're going to see, I might not see it in my lifetime, but you will. There's a good chance I will in the next 30 years.
See what?
See all this shit come to fruition.
What do you mean? Like real
true,
artificial
intelligence. True stuff. Real space travel.
But we might never know that there's real AI until it's too late. Why would the AI reveal itself to us? Right? Like, if the AI can get into the internet.
I'm talking about robots.
But why would we need a robot? Why would an AI want to be in a robot? That makes it, that's like your body. Imagine if your body is limited. Imagine if your brain was in the internet. You'd be so much more powerful. Why would an AI want to be in one robot? I think you're thinking of it in old school.
Right.
If it's in the internet, then it can be in everything. It can be in my laptop. It can be in this. It can be in the camera. It can be in all our phones at once. It can be in your computer. It can be, or your fridge even is connected to the internet. So you're not even
controlling yourself.
Your car's connected to the internet. It could be in your car. So why would I want to be in one robot, you know? The internet, once the internet exists, if it gets in there.
Scary shit.
And then you can never shut it, right? If once an AI gets in the internet, if I shut this computer down, it doesn't matter. It's in the internet. It's
and
in
then
my phone.
What if somebody hacks into another country, whatever, and they control your AI?
Or not even that. What if they're doing their own? So us in America, right? Like Google is making this Lambda thing. They're probably, the goal of their making the Lambda is to have just an AI to help them do cool things or just to do it, right? If we say in America, you know what, we can't do artificial intelligence. It's going to be too problematic. We got to shut it down. What's to stop North Korea from being like, fuck you guys, we're going to do our own.
Correct.
And you know what the goal of our AI is to destroy America.
Right. Destroy your internet.
Right. Like what?
Well, that's cyber.
It's going to happen.
That's why cybersecurity is huge now.
Yeah.
Huge.
And the scary thing is it's going to happen. It's not like we can stop AI from happening because we're making it happen. And if we stop it in America, we can't stop it happening in China or Russia or even some random guy in Nigeria who just stumbles upon it, right? A lot of the greatest inventions in human history were accidents. They were just happened upon. So what if some guy's just coding away in Nigeria and he just happens to put in the right amount of code that something happened and it creates this intelligence?
It's a huge problem.
It's scary.
Out of my control, but very scary.
It's totally out of our control, but that's what's even scarier because it's we can't do anything to stop it. It's going to come, and who knows what's it's going to bring with.
There's so many things above our knowledge and realm, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Scary.
This guy said, or this article says, he says, Lamont said that people have a right to shape technology that might affect their lives. I think this technology is going to be amazing. I think it's going to benefit everyone, but maybe other people disagree, and maybe us at Google shouldn't be the ones making all the choices. That's true too. Like if an AI is created by a company that has a very specific incentive,
money.
Yeah.
So they're going to manipulate and direct you, just like with these algorithms. They can direct you. Like, mom says, "Oh my God, I was just talking about flowers and it came up with my phone." Really? Because we know they're listening. The algorithms.
If it's an AI, that's going to be the most powerful thing. Because once a true general intelligence is created, it'll only keep getting smarter and smarter and smarter, right? Because it can improve upon itself.
I don't like it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't like it.
It's crazy. And then there's all these things that we don't know. So I'm watching the show What We Do in the Shadows, the new season, and one of the storylines of the new season is about a genie, right? And so they keep asking the genie for wishes, and if they say one word,
it fucks it up.
Right. So it's like, because how could you know everything that could go wrong, right? So if we have, the age-old thing with AI, right? Everyone says, like, what if we give it the task of improving the world? And it
But there's a yin and a yang for everything.
No, but there isn't with AI. There's no counter. Once it's created, let's say we create an AI with helping humanity or bettering the world, right? Let's just say we use bettering the world. That sounds like a great thing. What if it views bettering the world as getting rid of humans because we're killing everyone?
Resident Evil.
Yeah, or Avengers Age of Ultron is that as well.
Right, or Will Smith, the one.
It's like, technically it's bettering the world, but it's killing all of us to do it because we're a problem for the world, right? So it's like there's all these little stipulations that we have no idea that we have to put in place until it's too late. Because once it's already out, it's too late. You can't keep it in a box.
Pandora's box.
You can't unplug the machine and it stops. Because the internet exists, we can't contain it once it is out there. And I don't know if I trust 7 dudes at Google to get it right.
With their coding.
For the history of humanity, for the rest of humanity, I don't know if I trust like a random nerd to get it right. Yeah, it's scary.
It's extremely scary.
Yeah, but there's nothing we can do. That's the hardest part.
All right, we got to do a follow advice, brother. And then wrap it up. That's scary. Wow, I would not want to be your age and raising kids and everything.
All right, so this is from Erica. Erica said, I have been with my husband since high school. We got married in 2020, and I've been dealing with the mother-in-law from hell since.
Oh, yeah.
A little background. We always got along, and I always looked at her as a second mom. All that changed once we got engaged and married. She started a huge fight surrounding all aspects of my wedding, and even a bigger fight at my wedding where she yelled in my face. Yikes.
Piece of shit.
Since then, my husband has pulled away from his family as they treat me with little to no respect. Well, we are having our first baby after having trouble conceiving, and we are over the moon excited. His mom is getting married in Mexico, and we mutually decided to not go as we suffered a miscarriage before this, and we both don't feel comfortable leaving the country just in case anything were to happen. His mom has persistently tried to get him to go over and over, even telling him her no multiple times. This is all after she told him she should be a priority. Needless to say, I am worried once the baby comes, she will try to overstep her boundaries. Do you have any advice on how to deal with toxic in-laws without it affecting your marriage?
Okay.
I don't know. I've never had in-laws.
Okay, so first
I think without affecting your marriage, that'll never happen. It'll always affect your marriage.
Well, first of all, the fact that I hear your husband supports you is a huge thing. The mother-in-law is a problem, obviously, and I hear these things are not so uncommon where the mother-in-laws have a hard time letting go, and there's a battle of power struggle between the daughter-in-law and the mother wanted the son. It's an unhealthy relationship, but you're creating your life with your husband and your soon-to-be child, which is, by the way, congratulations. It sounds like your husband is supporting you, and I think what you need to do is just continue with your husband's support. Don't you get involved. You talk to your husband separately and have him make sure that you and he are on the same page and let him deal with his mother. This way it's not coming from you, but it's coming from him. And he needs to choose you, unfortunately. If the mother-in-law is making a choice between her or you, he must choose you. He's starting his own life.
It sounds like he has been.
He has been correct. So keep doing that when you have the child. If she doesn't live by your rules and within your boundaries of what you expect from her when around your child, then you and your husband cannot have her around the child. It's that simple. I mean, she's going to have to make those choices. You're starting your life. You're creating your own family. She is peripheral. I'm not saying to be a negative, but she's getting remarried. Like, she's living her fucking life. So the fact that she argued and yelled at you at your own wedding, I think is disgusting. It's your day. It's about you. It's about you and your husband. And she overstepped her bounds. And it's not about you. It's about her own craziness and her own issues that she has and her flaws. Just keep doing what you're doing. You and your husband stay a unit. Don't let her get involved in your life. Don't bring her into your household emotionally because it's not healthy. And just enjoy your son, your new child, and your the soon-to-be child, and your husband, and your relationship, and that's my advice. And just have him keep her at bay and create your boundaries.
Yeah, I think there's nothing you can do to change it. It sucks that you're in this situation, but you are in this situation, and so you just gotta make sure that your husband stays. Yeah,
and I
on
had
your
that
side.
growing up. I had that when I first met your mom and with my parents, and I created boundaries and I laid the law down, and my wife comes first and my family comes first. And that's the way it should be, and that's the way it should be with every child when they get married. Their spouse and their child should always come first, and if the in-laws or the parents are not going to respect your wishes because you're now an adult and an equal to them, if they're not going to respect your wishes, then it's their problem. You have to live your life the way you want to live your life. That's I think that's the only advice. I think it's the proper advice that I'm giving you. And keep me posted on the baby, and good luck with the baby. And it sounds like your husband does support you, which is great. And it does suck. Life is not perfect. But at least you have each other and you support one another. And that's all I can say.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Brian, I love you. Everybody,
you
see you soon. Thanks for listening. And for those who are not Patreon members, we want you to join Patreon. How do they do that, Bronny?
Go to patreon.com/daddyissuespod. And for $5 a month, you get 4 extra episodes. So it's well worth it. Or for $10 a month, you get a Zoom with us once a month, which is fun.
We build a nice relationship. We have friends for the past almost 2 years now that have been the high top tier Patreon.
Friends from that who we literally hang out in person with.
Yes, in person as well. So join it. It will mean a lot to us. It'll help Bronson significantly. It'll help us grow. Tell your friends about our podcast. Forward them the link. And let's keep it going strong because it's a great thing. We love all you guys, and only the best to you.
Yep. All right. Bye.
Later.
You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me.
The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.